Hey guys! Today's video is going to be for my online ESL teachers. For those who are currently in the field, who are fresh and new, I feel like if you're under 6 months, you're definitely still new. Sometimes even a year. I mean, because the companies, all of them are so different. You just never know what it's like until you get in there, because each company makes you feel like a new kid on the block every time. And this is also for my people who are not in online ESL and they're thinking about it and just like, wait a minute, I just want to know a few more things about it. Wait before I put my toe in the water. What else can I learn about it? Okay, so this video is going to be 10 tips or 10 tips from a newbie herself, because I myself am 6 months and under, and these are some things that I have learned along the way that I would like to share with you. So I wrote all my things down. This is not in any particular order. These are 10 things that I feel are tips that I wish someone had told me in the beginning before I got myself all worked up and kind of had to figure it out on my own. Some of them are tips and some of them are like need to know in the online ESL world. But once again, let's get started in no particular order. Let's start off with the first one that I have on my list, because I have my things written on my notebook here. Be minimal on the props. There is no need to go out and spend buku money on your props and thinking that you gotta have crazy hats and glasses and I don't know, bulging eyeballs and crazy puppets. It does depend on what company you work for, but even with certain companies, all that is not needed. A lot of you want to be Nancy. We're not Nancy. Nancy is awesome, and if you are interested in online ESL, you know who Nancy is. She's amazing. She's like the picture child for online ESL. We don't have to be Nancy. We can be Quaisha, we can be Karen, we can be Casey, we can be Shell, we can be Marilyn, whoever, whatever your name is. Be yourself, get the right amount of props that are going to work for you, and yeah, have fun with it. Next, I would suggest take the company trainings. They are there to help you. Don't just try to figure it out on your own. There are times where I tried to do that myself and I realized I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I don't know what I'm doing. So it was helpful to take some trainings, and pretty much all online ESL companies offer trainings. And they may do it through Zoom, they may do it through their platform, they may do it through, I don't know, Skype. However, find out what they are, what you need help on, and take them. And sometimes it's okay to take it more than once, because different trainings have different trainers, you know? All right, next up is going to be don't sweat negative feedback. And pretty much all of the online ESL companies, the students are able to rate you or leave you feedback, or apples or oranges or whatever it is that they're going to be leaving you. They will rate you, and it usually ranges from 1 to 5 stars, or 1 to 5 apples, or, you know, I know with my company, in my main company, it is basically a 1 to a 10. So I don't get stars, I get 1 to a 10. But yeah, do not sweat the negative feedback, because I promise you, you will get way more positive feedback than you will get negative, and the positive will definitely drown out the negative. So do not sweat it. It does not define who you are. We all have bad days, and we may not have been doing our best. And some days we were doing our best and a student thought that it was trash. Don't sweat it, okay? Next is going to be manage your time. And pretty much all of these classes that you teach, or any of these platforms, you are going to be given at a minimum 25 minutes to teach. And they don't want you to leak over and teach 29-30 minutes of class, because what if you have back-to-back classes? You need to be able to manage your time and get out of there at that 25-minute mark, or I say 26 and a half, 27 at the latest, because you want to be able to enter the next classroom if you have back-to-backs. And I know that makes new people nervous, like, oh Lord, I would never, you know, schedule back-to-backs, but it gets easier. You learn how to you know, maneuver through the platforms and sometimes switch from one platform to the other instead of just one class to the next. But yeah, manage your time. Practice, practice, practice. Next, on my little notepad here, I have, please have reliable equipment. I cannot stress this enough how important it is to have reliable equipment, because if your computer is slow and it takes forever to load, or even if it's reliable but you did not update it in time and now class has started and your computer decides to do this required update, you know, been there, done that. I was logging into class, and well, I tried to log into class and I couldn't because my computer was just like downloading this and this, you know, computer will restart when it's finished, and I couldn't get in, and I got a teacher no-show. So we don't want that. We want reliable equipment such as a working computer that is pretty fast, very reliable internet. Most of these companies want you to be on a wired connection. Even though I have fiber optic in my neighborhood, and it still is a little, you know, janky when it comes to these platforms because they use so much power, so much memory, and they like you to have your computer running on a wired connection. Okay, right? Next up is going to be always keep a smile. You know, Teacher Quay from the USA is what I always open my class with, and when I do that, it makes my students feel really comfortable. You're going to smile so hard here, your cheeks are going to hurt, or they should by the time you finish with class, if you're doing it right. So it is very true, like you smile the entire class. Even like me talking to you right now, you see I am going to keep a smile. This is just an example, and it's like, yes, even when you're explaining something, you're like, no, yeah, you know, you need to keep that smile up because it makes the students feel really comfortable. Because I know myself, I have resting face, okay? Don't nobody want to see that, especially a child who knows nothing about me. I'm across the world. I'm teaching them a language that they do not know. So keep the tense face to a minimum, okay? I mean literally to a minimum. Always make them feel comfortable, especially the littles. They're so cute and they're so happy, and they always want to see you smile, because I promise you, if you do not, they will rip you a new behind in that feedback. I suggest that you always keep a big smile. Okay, next up, like I said, these are in no particular order. Do not think that one is better than the other. I think that they are all important in your success in your online ESL journey. Get some rest, okay? Please get some rest. It is so easy to not get rest in this industry because most of our students a lot of the times are in China. You know, basically at a minimum they are going to be about 12 hours ahead of you. Yeah, so that means when we're teaching in the morning, it's night for them, and when it's night for us, it's morning for them. So work it out as best you can. I myself have never did an all-nighter. I'm not built for that. Maybe I am because I don't get a whole lot of sleep, but I just think that I would literally probably like nod off and, like, you know, go to sleep on camera, because child, some of these classes are like boring. Get your tail some rest. I understand it's about getting some coin, or, you know, getting the, you know, the bag, but it's about getting the rest, because you're gonna have those bags under your eyes. So it's not even worth it to try and constantly, you know, do all these crazy hours. I understand if you have a vacation coming up, or if you have something big you need to pay for. I mean, by all means, child, get your coin. But if you do not, please make out a schedule that is going to be suitable for you, because, you know, your health is your wealth. If you look like a tired, haggard mess on camera, they'll let you know that too. But yeah, get you some rest, work your schedule out, and yeah, be ready. If you're new, be ready to get shocked. And you're like, what do you mean get shocked? I mean, get ready. Sometimes these children, even parents, will be not dressed appropriately on camera, and depending upon your company, you may have to shut your camera off, leave the classroom, or you may need to report it and then they'll shut the cameras off. But yeah, I don't know what it is about their culture. That's what I'm gonna say, because I really don't know. But you may see a dad just walk across the camera, or grandpa, you know, just walk across the camera with underwear on. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they do it all the time, but I promise you it's gonna come up. Like, I don't know, they just like take their they eat dinner and they, like, I don't know, take their pants off and walk around in their t-shirts and their boxers, and everybody just gets comfortable. Like, the kids will be on camera with their, you know, their night clothes on. I'm like, child, you're still learning. Like, go put you some real clothes on. Once again, I told you that it's not all the time, but I promise you it's coming, okay? It's coming. Whew. Okay, so let's go back. I mean, one thing I should have put this, even though they're not in any order, this is very important. Be sure to read your contract. Please read your contract, because you could get hired and fired within a week with some of these companies. If you do not know the attendance policies or the dress code, or if you can eat or drink anything in class, you could be in trouble really, really quickly. So make sure you read your contract and know what your bonuses are, what the attendance is, what your actual pay is, you know, what are the guidelines and what is expected of you as a teacher. I mean, as simple as that. I mean, we should read any contract that we sign. I mean, we sign our name on the dotted line. Please, please, please read your contract, okay? New teachers. I repeat, new teachers. Please review your lessons, okay? Don't think you can always wing it with some of these platforms. Some of them you can. Some of them you really can't. You really don't even have to review the lesson. Please review the lesson so that you will know what props you do need if you're going to use any, what you're going to put on your whiteboard if you use one. Just kind of like if there are any games that are in the actual lesson that you know how to play it, because there's nothing worse than standing there like and you're looking silly, and they're going to be able to tell on camera that you look unprepared. So I'm not saying put a whole lot of extra time into preparing and studying for 30 minutes before. No, I'm talking just go through the lesson, see how many slides there are going to be, so that you can learn to pace yourself, know what props you want to use, and if you know how to use the features that are within the actual lesson. And last but not least, have fun. I mean, these classes are like really fun. Most of the kids are like, yeah, you know, they're really fun and they're happy. And if you have fun, they're gonna have fun. Now, there are gonna be some crickets sometimes, chirp, 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 chirp. You know, there are gonna be some dry students, but most of the time, if you give the energy, if you give the smile, if you're kind, then they will be kind, and they're gonna give you the energy, and they're gonna do that TPR with you, and they're gonna have fun too, and you're really going to enjoy your job. And this will be, if you can, this may be something you do for years to come. Even if you don't decide to totally work from home, you may always come back and say, you know what, I gotta teach my babies on the weekends, or before I go to my main job in the morning. I mean, it really is a fun job to have. But yeah, those are my 10 tips for new online ESL teachers. Of course, there are going to be other topics that I discuss for you newbies. Look at me, I'm a newbie too. I hope this video was very helpful to someone. If you like this kind of content, leave a comment below. Give this video a thumbs up and just Let me know, like, if you're a newbie, where are you teaching? How long have you been there? Are you enjoying yourself? And hey, if you have any comments or tips for me, because I'm still new too, put them down below. Okay guys, this is it. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Again, I know I said that, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.